Hello. Tonight is the rhetorical presidency, the contrast between Obama and Trump. Toulis has reminded us about the following about the rhetorical presidency. He has noted that it's a construction of popular appeal to the American masses. It is the principal tool of choice in the arsenal of an American president to move a nation. It is used as the weapon of choice at times to go over the heads of a gridlock Congress. It's used as the primary image maker for American president of sustaining himself and maybe one day herself as a popular leader. It requires an American president to be the master, to move popular opinion as a function of the institution. This is a profound development of our American politics. This represents the maturity of the office. This maturity continues today in the beginnings of the administrative presidencies of Barack Obama and Donald J. Trump. Their performances are quite striking. President Obama's presence was on display in Prague, Czechoslovakia. His rhetoric was received with high jubilation. The Czechs were in awe. The crowd was well receiving of his remarks. It was a youthful audience. They were genuinely in awe of President Obama. Every remark he gave was met with enthusiasm. His oratory, breathtaking for the Czechs, in such terms as liberty and freedom, permitted a new day for the Czechs in the frame of the Velvet Revolution. They rallied and they baked in his oratory because of the issues that were important to the Czechs, the young Czechs, and their future: climate change, NATO, and a nuclear arms reduction agreement. And through it all, American flags were shown throughout the crowds. Even the chant, "Yes, we can," was effectively used and outlining for the explanation for the nuclear arms reduction agreement with the Russians. It was a plausible framework. We're making a nexus to climate change, resulting hopefully in a nuclear security meeting that drew positive reactions from the crowd in frames of peace and progress, and even concluding statements used by President Obama brought the crowd to exuberance. And on the domestic side, it was profound during the funeral of Senator John McCain. His rhetoric left an amazing positive appearance upon the group, regardless of political strife, whether you were independent, Republican, or Democrat. All the members of the American government were there to give their fond farewells to Senator John McCain. The remarks were given, even with comedic laughter that could be seen evidently in the smiles and faces of all in attendance, primarily President George W. Bush. And positive attributes for the nature of the presidency, what is meant by the importance of such an institution. President Obama's remarks were more important in principle than the politics at the moment. His remarks, his rhetoric, once again inspired the rule of law and how such attributes can transcend politics. There was a great restraint at most to keep the comments and the behavior of President Donald J. Trump to an absolute minimum. Contrary to President Trump, his rhetoric was the opposite pole, pillar of President Obama. And you can see President Trump's rhetoric shown proudly through his Twitter accounts and most notably his campaign rallies. The latest one in August 15, 2019 showcased his rhetoric. Draped in all forms and fashion of patriotism, American flags, proud to be American, chants of USA. Many people represented, minorities, women, blue collars, conservative Republicans who was Trumpsters across the board. They were all enthusiastic for President Trump's rhetoric as he slammed the American press, fake news, and all that was not positive about America. Even his campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again," was still popular during his rallies. But for 2020, he'll be using a new rhetorical slogan, "Keep America Great," which really drove the crowd to euphoria. As he continues to make mockery of Sleepy Joe Biden, disdain for Pocahontas, Kamala, Beto O'Rourke, and he's hoping that Vice President Biden will be his arch enemy in the months to come. And he could not leave alone the New York Times and the American press. He was very virtual in his rhetoric upon socialism, anything that was not American. He was very much on mark. Even the past statements of old proved once again to be successful. Pay as you go, for those European countries not doing their fair share in providing for NATO, Iran, and even new rhetoric infused for America to watch out for. Rebuilding, winning, respecting. So his message, his rhetoric, is now framed for the blue-collar class, wrapped into all racial conclaves with a religious fervor, drawing continuously the contrasts against the Democrats in the form of rage and resistance, as they are now being labeled as. 12,000 supporters already, along with the political optics of flag, freedom, and country, that is fitting well into his America, into his rhetoric, America first. The question that is asked, has Twitter overtaken oratory? Absolutely not. It's just simply two different styles by two different men to move a nation. Time will tell, and that will change when there is a 46th president of the United States. Thank you, and have a good evening.